Hey, what's up, guys? It's Devin here back for Let's Talk NBA. I know that's my channel, but today we're going to do a little March Madness Pick'em. The bracket just got released tonight, so I'm going to give you a little advice and just show you what I'm thinking for the bracket. It's my first try at it. So we'll start in the East region. So yeah, we got Duke taking on North Carolina Central or North Dakota State. I think that's just easy Duke. I don't see them losing to that team. Zion's too much. Obviously, their whole team will be too much for them. The 8-9 matchup, we got VCU and UCF. VCU, they lost in the Atlantic 10 tournament. They were first in the conference, and their star player got hurt. I read he should be back for the game, but UCF, I don't know why. I just feel like Taco Fall's going to lead them to a big one here and advance to play Duke in the next round. Then I got Mississippi State taking on Liberty here. I got Liberty beating them. Liberty likes to slow the game down, and Mississippi State's been pretty good this year with Weatherspoon, but I just think Liberty's going to upset them. You got to do those 5-12 upsets. I got then 4 Virginia Tech taking on St. Louis, 13 here. Virginia Tech, they had a good season in the ACC. A great shooting team, so I got Virginia Tech going and winning in this one. 6-11 matchup here, Maryland taking on either Belmont or Temple. I'm pretty sure Belmont will win that. They're one of the most efficient offensives in the country, and then I have them beating Maryland here in the upset. Maryland just lost to Nebraska in the Big Ten tournament, and I see another upset coming for them. Then we got 3 LSU versus 14 Yale. LSU, their coach isn't coaching them right now. They got a very good team, but I don't know if their mindset's going to be right. Yale looked pretty good in the Ivy League tournament. I just have a feeling that Yale's going to beat them. So I got Yale upsetting LSU. Louisville taking on Minnesota here in the 7-10 matchup. Rick Pitino's kid playing against his dad's old school here. Louisville's been good this season, very well coached, but I have Minnesota beating them. Minnesota won a little run here in the Big Ten tournament, and I see it continuing to happen here in the NCAA tournament. And then we got number 2 Michigan State taking on Bradley. I think this is a given. Michigan State should win this easily. Such a great team. It is a march, you know what they're saying out there. So I have Michigan State advancing. So then we're going to go around 32 in this bracket. Duke, UCF. Duke will just demolish UCF. I don't see that even being close. Liberty, Virginia Tech. I still don't know a lot about either team. I just read a little bit about each one. Liberty does like to slow it down, but Virginia Tech, they're big on shooting, and I see them just, they shoot their way out of it and beat Liberty and head to the Sweet 16. And then Belmont and Yale. I got Belmont winning. I just have a feeling them making a little run here to the Sweet 16 after not winning their conference tournament. So yeah, I got Belmont outsmarting Yale there. Minnesota, Michigan State. Just played in the Big Ten tournament. It was a good game, but Michigan State, Minnesota's a good team, but I just think Michigan State's going to be too much for them, and I have Michigan State advancing. So my Sweet 16, Duke, Virginia Tech. I think Duke will win that. They play each other in the ACC, but Duke, everyone's saying they're going to be a team to beat, and I don't see why not. I completely agree with them, and I don't see why not. I just think Zion's going to be too much for so many people coming off the ACC win, but I got Duke beating Virginia Tech here. And then Belmont versus Michigan State. I have Michigan State winning. It'll be cool to see Belmont go that far if it happens, but Michigan State's just too many good veterans on their team, too well coached, and I see them in silly day against Duke. So then Duke, Michigan State, that would be a hell of a game if that happened. I just feel like this is Duke's year with the 3 freshmen, 4 freshmen, Trey Jones too. They're coming off the ACC tournament win. They got their mojo back with Zion back. I see them going to the Final Four. We're going to the West Division now. West Region, sorry. Gonzaga. I don't know if I need to even read the 16th seed matchup here. I know it happened last year, but I don't see it happening this year. So I have Gonzaga advancing here. Syracuse, Baylor. Don't know a ton about Baylor. Syracuse, hopefully Battle will be back for this game, but I see their zone just working like a charm. They played pretty good in the tournament last couple years, so I got Syracuse advancing there. Marquette and Murray State's a hard game to pick. See Marquette with Marcus Howard, Murray State with Ja Morant, top 3 projected pick in the NBA draft. I have Murray State winning this. I think Ja will be too much for this, and if Marcus Howard's hot, Marquette should be able to win. But we've seen Marquette's lost 5 of their last 6. They just not playing well. And yeah, Marcus Howard, when he gets cold, they usually don't win. So I got Murray State advancing there. Florida State, Vermont. I love Florida State. Didn't really watch them much during the year besides the ACC tournament. They were really impressive. Most of their team back from the Elite Eight run they had last year. Defensive team, started out rough in the ACC, but have gone on a huge winning streak since then, winning a lot of games, and I have them beating Vermont. 6 Buffalo here taking on Arizona State or St. John's. Don't know a ton about any of these 3 teams, but from what I read, Buffalo, they upsetted Arizona last year, pissed me off. I had Arizona going very far last year with Ayton. I see Buffalo winning again this year. I know St. John's is all right. I watched them a couple games in the Big East. Arizona State, I just don't like any Pac-12's team. The conference has just been awful this year, and I don't trust any of their teams in there. So yeah, I got Buffalo advancing. Texas Tech taking on Northern Kentucky in the 3-14 matchup. I got Texas Tech winning. I know they lost early in the Big 12 tournament, but I think Jared Culver will just be able to get them in advance, and I can see them making another run here like last year. 7-10 matchup, Nevada taking on Florida. Florida made a run in the SEC, but I have Nevada winning. I just love the Martin brothers, and I feel like they have some unfinished business here in the NCAA tournament. And then number 2, Michigan, 15 Montana. I got Michigan advancing. Almost won the Big Ten tournament for the 3rd straight year. They have a great team, very well coached, and I have them advancing. So then round of 32 in the West region, Gonzaga, Syracuse. Could be a close game, but I have Gonzaga advancing. Just too good of a team. Murray State, Florida State. I have Florida State being able to shut down Ja, and there'll be too much on the defense end, and Murray State will not have enough to beat them. So I have Florida State advancing in the Sweet 16 against Gonzaga. Buffalo, Texas Tech. I got Texas Tech advancing. Jared Culver too much probably again for Buffalo. Then Nevada, Michigan. It was tough. I was going to pick Nevada, but Michigan just looks so freaking good again this year, and I don't see why they would lose this game, so I have them advancing. So the Sweet 16, Gonzaga, Florida State. It's going to be a really good game. I just see Florida State advance. I feel like they're going to make back-to-back Elite Eight runs here. Just so good defensively, and just teams don't like playing against those kind of teams, and I have Florida State advancing. Texas Tech, Michigan. I think Culver can only get them so far. They have a good team besides him, but I have Michigan beating them. They just have a very good team here. Well coached. Not shooting the 3 ball that well this season, but I still think they're good enough to make the Elite Eight. So then Florida State, Michigan, and Elite Eight here. This is a tough game to pick, but I'm going to go with Michigan. Back-to-back Final Fours. This team's so good. Teskey's been playing out of his mind now. The other freshman, Ignis, or however you say his name, Charles Matthews, Jordan Poole, and then their other guard too is very good. They have just too good of a team, and I see them advancing to the Final Four where they would play Duke. So now we're going to go to the right side of the bracket. First, the South region. We got Virginia taking on Gardner-Webb. Virginia number 1 seed again. Virginia lost last year to the 16th seed, but I think the main reason they lost is they didn't have DeAndre Hunter. That was a big loss, but they still got Guy, Jerome, and him. I have them out winning this game. I don't see them losing again here. If they did, that would be just crazy. Mississippi, Oklahoma 8-9 matchup. Don't know a ton about either of the teams. Oklahoma's lost 8 of their 12, and that's a red flag for me. So I have Old Miss advancing there. Number 5, Wisconsin taking on 12 Oregon. I'm from Wisconsin here, so I'm going to have a little bias, but Oregon's really hot, which worries me a little bit, but the Pac-12 has just been so bad. I just don't trust any of the teams in there, and Oregon hasn't been good besides this little run here. Maybe if they had Will Bull, I would think differently here, but I have Wisconsin winning. 4 Kansas State versus 13 UC Irvine. Kansas State, a little banged up, had a nice run here in the Big 12 tournament. But I have UC Irvine. They have just a great record, and it's just an upset I see happening. The rest of this bracket's a little crazy. You got Villanova taking on St. Mary's. Villanova's got a good team again. They just won the Big East tournament. But St. Mary's, feel like they're going to be hungry coming off that big tournament win over Gonzaga. I see them upsetting Villanova, the defending champs. Yeah. And then Purdue, Old Dominion. Purdue, obviously Edwards, but when he's cold, it's like Marquette. If he's cold, they're not very good. And Old Dominion's a very good defensive team, so I just have a feeling Old Dominion's going to upset them. Just one of those games I was like, wow, I guess Purdue. I don't think Purdue's going to beat them, so I have Old Dominion upsetting Purdue here. Cincinnati, Iowa. I think Cincinnati kind of got screwed how far they were ranked. But yeah, I have Cincinnati beating Iowa here. 2 Tennessee taking on Colgate. Grant Williams and Schofield. I love those guys. I have Tennessee advancing easily. So then the second round, Virginia, Ole Miss. I think Virginia will have enough to get to the Sweet 16 this season, so I have beating Ole Miss. Wisconsin, UC Irvine. I think Wisconsin will slow this team down, play well, and advance to the Sweet 16 against Virginia. St. Mary's, Old Dominion. Great second round matchup. I just think Old Dominion's going to upset it. If I have them beating Purdue, I think they can beat St. Mary's. So then we got Cincinnati, Tennessee. Be a good game, but Tennessee's too much. They're really good at closing out games down the stretch, and I got Tennessee winning. So in my Sweet 16 games here in this region, Virginia, Wisconsin will be a very low-scoring game, probably boring to watch, but I think Virginia will be able to get it done. Old Dominion, Tennessee. I see Tennessee just blowing them out. Grant Williams, Schofield again, just too much for them. So the Elite Eight for the South Region, Virginia, Tennessee. I have Tennessee winning. I think Virginia will be able to slow the team down a little bit, but I just think this is Tennessee's year to get to the Final Four with Grant Williams and Schofield. I just love that duo. I love their team. If they have a great six-man too. I think Tennessee is going to get to the Final Four. So now we'll go to the last region, the Midwest. Number 1, North Carolina taking Iona. North Carolina, so good. I love that team. I think they're going to go far and have them beating Iona. Utah State, Washington. Washington, just don't trust. I watched the Pac-12 championship last night. Don't trust Washington here. They have some athletic players, but Utah State shoots the ball well, and rebounds well. So I have Utah State winning. Auburn, New Mexico State. I take Auburn. They're hot. They're just a sexy pick to make there. Kansas, Northeastern. Kansas, one of their worst seasons in a while. I have Kansas winning. I don't see them losing in the first round. If they did, that'd be so crazy. Then 6-11, we got Iowa State, Ohio State. Iowa State's hot coming off the Big 12 tournament win. They got a very good team, and I have them winning here. Number 3, Houston, 14, Georgia State. Houston had a great season. I have them easily beating Georgia State here. Wofford, Seton Hall, a 7-10 matchup. Wofford has won a lot of games in a row, but Seton Hall I've watched a lot this season, and I think Miles Powell is just going to dominate this game. They're going to advance over Wofford. Kentucky, I don't know how to even say it. Bealian Christian, but yeah, Kentucky will kill them, no doubt about that. So second round here in the Midwest region, UNC, Utah State. North Carolina's going to be too much for that team. Kobe White, Johnson, Luke May, Aaron Little off the bench. They just are loaded. Sweet 16 easy. Auburn, Kansas. This isn't Kansas here. Auburn's hot. It's Auburn's time to shine. No more football school only. I have Auburn, led by Bruce Pearl, beating Kansas. Iowa State, Houston. Iowa State's really hot too. Houston, probably didn't play that well. Competition this year is good, but not like what Iowa State is. And Iowa State's hot, and I have them advancing to the Sweet 16. Seton Hall, Kentucky. Seton Hall did beat Kentucky this season in a neutral site. I just think it's going to be different this time around. Kentucky is a lot better from then, and yeah, I have Kentucky advancing there in the Sweet 16. So then North Carolina, Auburn. North Carolina, I think, will slow down Auburn's hot run and advance to the Elite Eight. Iowa State, Kentucky, same thing there. Kentucky will be too much for Iowa State. So we have UNC, Kentucky in the Elite Eight in the Midwest region. It's a tough game to pick. Could be a great game. A lot of people are still on Kentucky on the national championship, but I have North Carolina going. I'm just a big fan of their team this season, and I think they're bound to continue this run. So my Final Four. On the left, I got Duke, Michigan. Right, Tennessee, UNC. My national championship is going to be Duke, North Carolina. I think it's bound to happen this year. I just have a feeling soon.